Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, being great example to us, my brothers. Peace and blessings to all for elect, but willing to be a part of that number. I'm the brother Kodar from the GMS bench from Chicago, coming back with another video. This video is going to be entitled, Ishmael has to be put into slavery. Okay, now this video is about the Bacha Bazi. All right, the Bacha Bazi boys is what I call it, but it's called the Bacha Bazi. Okay, and Ishmael is so bugged out, man. All right, these heathens so bugged out from the all of them, man. They just got to get put into captivity because the shit that they do is very bugged out, man. Okay, this is why they have to be ruled over. Okay, so let's read this. It says, number one, Bacha Bazi is a disturbing practice in parts of Pakistan, especially the Pashtun regions, where also in Afghanistan as well. It says where young boys are dressed as girls, made to dance for older men, and often physically abused. Okay, and the reason why they allow this is, quote unquote, they said boys are more moral, and they got a quote, they got a famous quote around that area. They said boys are for fun and women are for reproduction, But yeah, at the same time, they put to death sodomites. This shit is bugged out, man. It was even a guy who served a term in the military. He said that they even stumbled across they had a military operation, and they were able to see them in the drones, like a heat signature, and they were tracking the enemy. And he said, according to the heat signature, they were all piled together. And by the time they eventually bombed them, and as they went to raid in that area, they just seen them all on top of each other, man. With manufactured condoms and shit, man. He said the African soldiers that helped them during that war, they would help them. They would go to war in a day. And at night they would have their little fucking parties, man. These heathens got to get bugged out. I mean, these heathens got to get put into slavery, man. Ishmael gay, man. Okay. It says not only in Afghanistan, but also parts of Pakistan, the segregation of women is so extreme that they had to invent Bacha Bazi, a practice where boys dressed as women dance for older men under the belief that sexual contact with young males is more moral. And believe it or not, it actually gets worse than this, man. This is one of the more appropriate videos for YouTube to show, man. Because you can go to Twitter X yourself and search up Bacha Bazi. You'll see little boys doing this shit, man. These heathens are bugged out, and this is why they have to be ruled over. Enough of that shit, man. All right, let's grab this Isaiah, the 2nd chapter. This the book of Isaiah 2 and 1. The word that Isaiah the son of Amos saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountains of the Lord house shall be established in the top of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. All right, so we're going to be in power. We're going to be on top. Okay? It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. All right? And he will teach us of his ways, and he will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Okay? Hey, so these heathens are going to learn from us. None of that, no more shit throwing parties for Elon, man. You know, no more, drinking and bathing in cow urine, you know, and cow shit for Elon, man. These heathens got to go. No more of this Bacha Bazi shit for Ishmael. They're going to have to learn the proper way. All of these nations, they've had their turn to rule, you know. And who's ruling right now? Esau, Edom. And this kingdom is wicked. Okay? This kingdom is fucking wicked, man. All right? Hey, all these heathens, like I said, have had their turn to rule, and their kingdoms have been trash, man. All right? As a matter of fact, let me grab this Romans 8, and I'm going to keep it on deck until I finish this. All right, 1 second. All right. This Isaiah 2 and verse 4, it says, he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spear into pruning hooks. Okay, and nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Okay, so there's going to be no more war. All right, when the Israelites are ruling. All right, starting with our Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay, and the elect as his joint heirs. We are going to govern the earth in righteousness, where it's going to be true peace. All right, no more corruption, no more pollution, no more wickedness. You know, that's going to be done away with immediately, man. All right, the Psalms, the 2nd chapter. All right, this is Psalms 2 and verse 6. It says, yet have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. Yahweh have said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Okay? And so these heathens are going to be our possession. Okay, they're going to have to go through that 1,000 years of slavery. Okay, Esau, Edom was the only nation that wasn't promised mercy. He's actually going to be exterminated. Okay, and the rest of the heathens, they're going to receive their land. Okay, where they're going to have to follow the Israelites. All right, the ways of the Israelites. Okay, it says that in Isaiah the 14th chapter. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I think it's up here. You have this Isaiah 14 and 18. All the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, everyone in his own house. So they're going to be set back in their own land. Okay? All right, the heathen is going to be set back in their own land, but Esau, Edom is going to be exterminated. All right, verse 19, but thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Okay, so Esau, Edom is going to be done away with, man. Job, the 20th chapter. Job, the 21st chapter. All right, Job 18, Obadiah 1. All right. All right, Psalms 149. As a matter of fact, let's grab that. Psalms 149 and 5. It says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people. Okay, so we're going to execute vengeance upon the heathens, man, because they have all have played a part and benefited from our captivity, from our fall. And they all had a hand in it, man. First Maccabees 2:10. Okay? One nation have not had a spoil. Okay? They all played a part, man. And they're all taking advantage of us to this day. Verse 7, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. All right? To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with feathers of iron. To execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. This the judgment written, man. You know, fuck what you Christians talking about. All right, this is the judgment written for these fucking heathens, man. This Romans 8:19. It says, for the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of Yahweh. So everybody is waiting, all right, on the manifestations of the sons of Yahweh Bashim Shai, man. All right, look at the animals. They're all depressed here, man. Okay? Hey, when I was younger, I used to enjoy going to a zoo. Now I don't, because we just looking at these animals in captivity. You know, and I'm in a bigger captivity. You know? So we just two. I'm looking at him in prison, in captivity. Shit, he looking at me in captivity, man. You know? Hey, look how this devil is treating the earth, man. Everything is depressed. Everything is being destroyed, man. All right, these even the trees, these animals, they can't wait till the proper rulers are installed, man. You know, these heathens gotta go. Okay, so I just wanted to come out with that quick lesson. Lord was edifying. I seen this the other day, and I had to do a lesson on these disgusting fuckers, man. You know, so Lord willing, this is edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shema Shai, Bashim Makakwadash, that will understand apostles, the elders, great millstone. Peace and blessings to those 4 leg. Lord willing, to be a part of that number. Shalom, Kwanesh Rala, Wa Abad Babal.